BodyBags, where horror lies.
I'm Sam, I'm your thirsty guy for BodyBags, and this week I am doing, for $19.99, Deep Blue Sea. And I think the funniest thing about this is that, you know, on the top it has the names, Thomas Jane, LL Cool J, Michael Rappaport, Stellan Skarsgard, even Samuel L. Jackson's in this, but look at who's on the poster. It's not any of them. I find that weird because that is a main character in the movie. But who cares, right? Researchers on the undersea laboratory Aquatica have genetically altered the brains of captive sharks to develop a potential cure for Alzheimer's. There is one unexpected side effect. The sharks are getting smarter, which could mean trouble for the researchers and lunch for the sharks. Yeah, so that's basically how the movie goes, except it's like, there's the first bit of the movie, and then when all the crap hits the fan, the movie turns into, Event Horizon. I want to say that's what it's called. It's the movie about the cruise ship that basically, it's like it's on the water, and then there's, the big old wave, and then it knocks it over upside down, and the people on the bottom have to get to the top to get out, kind of thing. It's like that. I think that's what the movie's called. I could be greatly mistaken. But yeah, that's kind of what it is. There ends up being an accident, and then the whole base gets blown up, and they're all in the bottom of the base, and they gotta get out because it gets flooded down there, right? So the guy got out, and it's pretty good. The CGI, there's CGI in it. It's kind of but given circumstances, right? I don't know. The budget might have been pretty solid for it. I didn't see what it was, but just looking at how the CGI was, and then knowing what other movies are that came out then or around the corner, right? Like, I mean, Phantom Menace. Star Wars: The Phantom Menace came out in '99, or if I'm not mistaken, and the CGI in that movie looks great. But then the CGI in this movie looks terrible, so I guess my question is, what was the budget, right? I don't know. Storyline's fine. So when all the crap hits the fan, you have everyone basically together already, except LL Cool J's character, who's a preacher. He's by himself, and he ends up saving who ends up remaining at a certain point. So it ends up being just a few of them, including him. I think my favorite part about this movie, there's three things I really liked about this movie. One, one, even though it's a little bit of a cheesy movie, the music makes this movie kind of gives off a dread feeling, like, oh no, this is not good, kind of thing, right? Like, really not good. So, like, when a shark goes off, eats a character, and you see the computer, and then you hear the music, and you're like, dang, this is a crazy video game. But then it's live action, so it's like, dang, that looks terrible. So props there on the music, great music. Another thing I like is, it's a little spoiler, I guess. So, if you want to go watch the movie, it's out there on the internet, but, you might have to pay for it. I don't think it's on Tubi, although, check there first, right? So, near the end of the movie, when our main characters are about to get to the surface, before they do it, it's Thomas Jane, LL Cool J, and then the girl in the poster. And before they begin their swim, because they're like at a point where they're like 20 feet away from the surface, and they have to swim up there, so they basically just like open up the hatch and then swim up to the top, because there's no other thing they can do. Before they do a LL Cool J, since he's a preacher, right? Prays for them, and like, you know, just have a little prayer kind of thing. And then of course they win at the end, right? But it's just, you don't really see that often in a horror movie. If it's not a demon movie, right? The only other time anything like that's there would be like Rec 3, right? I'm sure it's out there, it's just good luck finding it, right? So I thought that was pretty cool. And then of course, you know, having LL Cool J in there, it just gives the movie, my bad, third or fourth, whatever. It's just the fact that LL Cool J's in it, it just feels like it's that kind of movie, right? But, yeah. It's not a bad movie, it's a pretty solid movie. If I had to rate this movie right now, I guess I'd give it like a 7. I mean, it's not terrible. I liked it. I suppose the only real thing you point at and be like, oh, is the CGI and the girl character. She kind of similar to the Dr. Carrington from The Thing from Another World, where it's like, you could kill the shark at this point and like the movie won't happen, but she lets it out because all that research would be gone, right? And then she gets it at the end, so I guess there's that. I guess the ending was a bit really, but hey, it's a fun movie. And then they ended up making 2 more movies, so that's cool, I guess. I guess I saw parts of the third one, but I haven't sat through and seen the other 2. Which one came out in like 2018, the other one came out in like 2021 or something like that. So cool, just make a Deep Blue Sea franchise now, right? So yeah, I'm Sam, I'm your thirsty guy for BodyBags. The Deep Blue Sea for $19.99, and I give it a 7 out of 10, with the only real problem being the CGI and I guess some of the character development, but, you know, I'm sure that's bound to happen if you have a really big cast. And it's not that it's a huge cast, it's just big names on it, right? Anyway, I'll see y'all next week. Goodbye.